Live from the news center of the Sultanate of Oman television, here we present to you 7 p.m. News Bulletin. First, the headlines. By royal orders, an emergency interest-free loan program to help the most affected groups of entrepreneurs is approved. With the royal blessings, the logo for the 50th National Day celebrations of the Renaissance is approved. The COVID-19 Supreme Committee decides to reopen a new set of commercial and industrial activities. And the Oman Investment Authority announces the completion of integrating 3 investment initiatives in the field of fisheries wealth. Good evening once again, and thank you for joining us. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. In the context of the royal attention towards the adverse impacts of the coronavirus pandemic on the economic situation in the Sultanate, His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq issued royal orders to approve an emergency interest-free loan program to help the most affected groups of entrepreneurs, especially those with an entrepreneurship card, small and medium enterprises and self-employed persons, as well as beneficiaries of the Oman Development Bank and Al-Rafd Fund loans in accordance with the controls and procedures specified by the COVID-19 Supreme Committee. With the royal blessings of His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq, the General Secretariat of the Higher Committee for the National Day celebrations announced the approval of the emblem for the 50th National Day of the Renaissance. His Excellency Sheikh Sabah bin Hamdan Saadi, Secretary General of the Supreme Committee for the National Day celebrations, confirmed in a statement to the Oman News Agency that His Majesty the Sultan approved the logo for the 50th National Day of the Renaissance 2020. The Supreme Committee on COVID-19 held a meeting today under the chairmanship of His Excellency Sayyid Hamoud bin Faisal Al Busaidi, Minister of Interior. The meeting was attended by all members to review the latest updates on the pandemic, preventive measures and mechanisms to address its various impacts. The committee decided to reopen a new set of commercial and industrial activities starting from Wednesday, 24th of June 2020. The concerned authorities will announce the details and associated health requirements. The Supreme Committee calls upon everyone to observe all preventive measures issued from the concerned authorities and to take responsibility to protect themselves, their families and community to curb the infection from COVID-19. The Sultanate followed with a great concern and deep regret the attacks on the sisterly kingdom of Saudi Arabia. In a statement today, the Sultanate called for avoiding escalation that will not be in the interest of security and stability in the region, as well as focusing during this period on supporting the United Nations-sponsored efforts to ensure a rapid political settlements for the crisis in the sisterly Republic of Yemen in a manner that preserves security and interest of the neighboring countries. The Sultanate of Oman presided over extraordinary online session for Arab League. The meeting, which was headed by His Excellency Yusuf bin Alawi bin Abdullah, Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs, addressed the latest developments in the Libya situation and Ethiopia Renaissance Dam issues. His Excellency Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs expressed his sorrow to the current situation in Libya and will work on settling the situation through peaceful methods, calling the parties to the conflict to seek excuse for others, especially under the current time. His Excellency stressed that despite all odds, we will remain brothers and we have common interest, and the world treat us as one, whether is positive or negative. The meeting came at a request from Egypt to address the current implementing issues in Libya and Ethiopia Renaissance Dam after reaching an impasse. States members requested to help the Libyan people to exit the conflict and prevent any foreign interference in the Libyan conflict. The Shura Council approved the report of the Joint Committee with the State Council about the differences between them on a draft law of combating hidden trade, except 3 articles. The Council also approved the Economic and Financial Committee's vision on a draft agreement to avoid double taxation and prevent tax evasion with respect to income taxes between the Government of the Sultanate and the Government of the Republic of Ireland, as well as the vision of the Services and Social Development Committee on a draft agreement between the Government of the Sultanate and the Government of the Republic of Tunisia on air services between their regions and beyond. The members of the Council listened to the ministerial response, such as Omanization percentages at governmental institutions and late registration for grade 1 students by some parents for the next year. The Oman Investment Authority announced completion of integrating 3 investment initiatives in the field of fisheries wealth: the Blue Water Company, Al-Wusta Fish Industries, and Ocean Shrimp Company for sea culture, and the name of Oman Company for fisheries wealth development. This step is guided by the priority included in the royal speech of His Majesty the Sultan, with the necessity of reviewing the works of governmental institutions. The steps of completing the integration included dissolving the boards of directors of the 3 companies to be under one umbrella, integration of their operations under one administration, one legislation and investment law. The integration will include process of shrimp sea culture in the area of Bahr al-Hakman, which will be the 2nd biggest project of its kind in the Middle East and North Africa region, at around 40,000 hectare area with a production capacity of 200,000 tons annually. Food and Agriculture Organization FAO commented on the developments witnessed in the country regarding the field of aquaculture and the use of non-traditional water resources in integrated agriculture system. The FAO stressed in its report that introducing aquaculture in Oman will secure the future of agriculture and will attract investment, which will reflect positively on the national revenue. The organization pointed out that the integrated system will allow growing food with minimal water needed. The report said that education and training are important elements in developing integrated aquaculture in Oman. Based on the statement issued by the bodies concerned in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for holding the Hajj season 1441 Hijrah for those nationalities staying inside the kingdom only, and taking into consideration the Sharia aspects as well as the safety of pilgrims from the COVID-19 pandemic. The Minister of Endowments and Religious Affairs wants to bring to the attention of those registered in the electronic Hajj system that there were no arrangements made for their travel to perform Hajj this year, and the mechanism of registering for the next Hajj season will be announced according to the known procedures. You're watching the Sultanate of Oman television, and yet to come in our news bulletin. The Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth inaugurates the sea culture project for fin fish in the Governorate of Musandam. Welcome back. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. The Minister of Health announced 1,318 new confirmed cases of COVID-19, which brings the total number registered in the Sultanate to 32,394, including 140 deaths. The Minister of Health stresses that 871 cases have recovered today, which brings the total number of recoveries in the Sultanate to 17,279. Back to work is a step of hope for the best to come. Here are the instructions that will protect you from coronavirus. Wear masks while leaving your house by following proper procedures. Keep a physical distance of at least 2 meters away from others. Follow the main hygienic procedures of washing hands and sanitizing from time to time. Avoid using elevators as much as possible, and if you have to use it, ensure less number of people to guarantee physical distance from one another. Gatherings at entrances, waiting rooms, offices, meeting halls and prayer places are forbidden. If you have any symptoms of the disease, immediately contact the bodies concerned specified by the Minister of Health. By adhering to these instructions, it will assist you in preventing from contracting the COVID-19. Stay safe. Seeking to promote a business environment in the Sultanate and in its investment climate, in addition to attract more foreign capitals, the Public Authority for Investment Promotion and Exports Development, ITHRA, continued organizing a number of seminars via video call in line with the current situations related to the coronavirus pandemic within the campaign of Invest in Oman. ITHRA targeted in the coming phase markets of the United States of America, Japan, India, Singapore, South Korea, Brazil, China, Hungary, Canada, Germany, and the GCC countries. Oman Technology Fund announced the investment in Tanfiz platforms that provides psychological, marital and educational counseling, as the platform includes a large number of consultants with high expertise whose mission is to communicate with clients who request service to provide consulting support in complete privacy through a number of means of communication on that offered by the platform. The platform aims to pay attention to mental health, which has become a basic requirement in light of the current conditions in the world, where the true impact of development has been evident in people's dealing in recent times. So the need to provide psychological counseling has become an urgent necessity to organize people's lives to avoid the developments that lead to big problems, ensuring general stability of life. The Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth and the Blue Waters Company, in cooperation with the Royal Navy of Oman, inaugurated the projects to develop the sea culture of finfish by using floating cages in the Governorate of Musandam. The project aims to spread the new techniques used in sea culture within the fishermen community in the Governorate. It also seeks to qualify the fishermen as well as to urge them to take into consideration such economic projects with great value for the country. The project will be in direct supervision by the Department of Fisheries Wealth in the Governorate of Musandam, and it will also contribute in providing job opportunities for Omani youth in the Governorate. You're watching the Sultanate of Oman television, and before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. By royal orders, an emergency interest-free loan program to help the most affected groups of entrepreneurs is approved. With the royal blessings, the logo for the 50th National Day celebrations of the Renaissance is approved. The COVID-19 Supreme Committee decides to reopen a new set of commercial and industrial activities. And the Oman Investment Authority announces the completion of integrating the 3 investment initiatives in the field of fisheries well. And with that, we do conclude this news bulletin brought to you live from this news center of the Sultanate of Oman Television. From the entire news team and myself, we thank you for joining us, wish you a pleasant evening, and have a very good night.
من يوم يفتح عينه وتلاقي فوق راسه كورة، ما عنده وقت حتى ياخذ معانا صورة.